Hey, my narcissistic abuse family. My topic today is an infuriating one, as are most of the topics pertaining to narcissistic abuse. I'm talking about how narcissists lack respect for us, the targets, the victims. It is actually a way in their mind that they are able to justify their deplorable treatment of us. As a child of a narcissist, they view us as possessions. We're an extension of them, so they're our superior, and we are forever indebted to them. We have a sense of obligation. It's like, end of story. You're my child. You're, required to bow down to me. And when they give you gifts, even as an adult, it's like you have to. I was guilty of this for a long time. You have to act like it's just the greatest thing ever, and you are obligated to them because you received this gift from them, regardless of the fact that you didn't want it and you don't need it. For example, my narcissistic mother was famous for giving us hand towels. Yes, you heard properly, you heard correctly. Hand towels. Because they're always cheap, they're always on clearance, and TJ Maxx or Home Goods or wherever she does her damage. So, as having a narcissistic parent, they will ultimately disrespect you for your entire duration of dealing with them. As an adolescent, this is particularly painful because as you start to mature into an autonomous adult, you hit adolescence and it's all downhill. They double down on their toxicity and their targeting of you. They violate every boundary that could possibly exist. They will rifle through your personal belongings. I did a post about this recently. They will help themselves to whatever is yours, whatever is your personal, even if you paid for it, which I always did. I always supported myself. But if it's in their house, if you have a room in their house, they don't think twice about, snooping or rifling through your things. Same goes for phone conversations. I did this in my last video as well. They will listen. This is all forms of disrespect. They have no respect for you whatsoever. And when you're an adult and you're married, they'll try to needle their way in between your relationship as well. They'll come to your home and they will, again, continue to go through your personal belongings, even though they technically do not own your property or your residence. In their minds, they do because they gave birth to you, so it's their inherent right in their delusional minds. Yes. Disrespect on every level. Furthermore, as a narcissistic partner, they will disrespect you by gaslighting the hell out of you, by dismissing you and your feelings and denying your reality. You know this all too well. If you're listening to this, parents do it as well. So maybe you'll call them out on one of their wrongdoings, a way that they have failed you, stabbed you in the back, or betrayed you, and deny. So they'll use toxic amnesia, they'll use historical revisionism. So toxic amnesia, they'll be like, I don't remember that, or I don't remember it being that way, and then they'll change the story. Or they'll do historical revisionism where they will claim that the situation was not, in fact, what you recall. It's entirely different, starring them as the hero, of course. They're never the villain, they're always the victim. So, in a romantic relationship, they have zero respect for you whatsoever. They don't respect your feelings. They will gaslight you. They will dismiss you. They will even use a silent treatment on you. That was done by my parents as well. If I was not complying with their narrative, or I was not being obedient in their delusional mind, they would stop talking to me or dismiss me in some way, or just ignore me, because they don't want to deal with me. They don't want to deal with someone that's not respectful. They throw that word around ad nauseum. You have to be respectful of them, but it doesn't apply to us as the target, as the victim. So narcissists have no respect for us whatsoever. They don't want to view us as worthy human beings, and they spend all of their time implanting this toxic belief in our heads as well. As a parent, they have access to us in our formative, most crucial years up to the age of 7. We're in a theta brainwave state, which means that we're just absorbing information. Whatever we are told, we take that in, we believe it, we adopt it as part of our belief systems, as our pattern for how we're going to conduct ourselves for the rest of our lives. That's why overcoming narcissistic abuse involves complex post-traumatic stress disorder, because there's so many layers to their malice, to what they have done to us, for how they have hurt us. They've implanted themselves within our psyche. The relentless inner critic, you can blame them for that. As well as a narcissistic partner, they will do the same. I remember one time, it was around Halloween, and this narc jerk that I was engaged to, thank God he dumped me. But we went, his big thing was going to clubs. So we went to this one club, Hunka shout out if you're from New Jersey. But we went to Hunka, and there was like a Halloween costume contest, something of that nature. And this one girl had on like the sluttiest costume. It was like Eve or something like that. So you can imagine how sparsely covered she was. So I said something about it, and I was like, oh, I should have worn that or something. And this toxic creep said to me, oh, you don't have the body for that. Now, not trying to blow smoke on my own skirt or bolster my feathers, but yes, the hell I did. That was like almost 20 years ago. I was pretty smoking, and I absolutely could have worn that costume, and I probably would have looked better than the person that was wearing it. But that was his way of cutting me down, of making me feel beneath him, like I'm not worthy of him. That's what narcissists do. They do it as a manipulation tactic. It's a subtle way. It's very subtle, because it's not an overt. I mean, it was pretty overt the way he said it, like, you can't wear that. But he's not telling me like, oh, you're ugly and you're a piece of crap. It was disguised, and that's the covert narcissist jam. That's their mainstream form of abuse. It's these subtleties that like sink into your psyche like water into rocks, and then it freezes and it busts apart. That's what they do to us. They cut us down left and right every opportunity they get. The disrespect is on every level. We are subservient to them. We are lucky to have them in our lives. We're lucky to be with them. So that is how we are treated. And that is the big narcissistic focus, is to put us down. So in turn, they elevate themselves, right? One of the quotes that I had in another video was, they will chop the heads off of everyone around them to make themselves look taller. That's what we're dealing with in this aspect. So if you're with a narcissist in any capacity, and I know a lot of people work with narcissists as well, they don't respect you. Everything is about forwarding their agenda and themselves, and trying to achieve the goals that they set out for themselves. All right, you guys, thank you for watching. Please give me a like and a thumbs up. Please subscribe. Hit the bell so you know when I put out new videos. I love and appreciate each one of you. Thank you sincerely. We're bumped and we're bruised, but more than anything, we are blessed because we're rising above this toxic abuse and terrible treatment. We're educating ourselves, and we got this. All right, you guys, I'll see you soon.